So the video you've all been waiting for, here's my top 5 favorite eyeshadows of all time currently at the moment. Last year at this time I did my top favorite eyeshadow palettes video, and it's really funny to see how things are so different now. I think that there's maybe 1 or 2 palettes that I discussed in that video that I still really like and enjoy, but it's not like my ultimate favorite. But then the rest I'm just kind of like, I'm not really that into it anymore, you know? So it's so crazy to see how things change. Anyways, I went through my eyeshadow palette drawers and it was really easy for me to just pick and choose and see which were my top 5 favorite eyeshadow palettes that I consistently use, that I adore, that I love, that I take with me traveling, that I know will work well, and that I know the looks always come out bomb with, you know what I'm saying? So I will have all these products linked down below, as well as my video that I made last year at this time pretty much. Don't judge me though, because the quality of the camera was shit, and I think that I was really sick. Like my throat was hurting me, so my voice was like let's go ahead and get started. I don't believe that anything I'm discussing here is a limited edition, so yay. So there's no rhyme or reason to these palettes. I pretty much love all of them to the most part pretty equally, so I'm just gonna choose one at a time, discuss them, give you guys swatches, and let you know a little bit about why I specifically love these palettes. Okay, let's first talk about this one. I know you heard me talk about this one 10,000 times, but I'm obsessed. So this is the Kathleen Light Dream Street palette. This was in collaboration with ColourPop, and it does retail for $16 on Ulta's site. I adore the packaging. It has this really cool marbleized look. Once you open it up, you get your 12 different eyeshadows ranging from various different shades. Like you have your blues, you have your warm tones, you have your neutrals here. This palette basically has a selection of mattes and metallic finishes. The main reason why I really love this palette is because I feel like it's so diverse. I can go very neutral with this, I can go very warm with this, I can go blue toned with this, and every time I use this the look comes out amazing. They're very easy shadows to work with. They're very creamy, very soft, and they're not a hassle to use at all. I also love the fact that it's very travel friendly, so it's thin, very like flexible, easy to move around, and small enough to just throw even in your purse, but like in your, you know, carry-on as well if you're taking it like somewhere else. My few favorite shades are these two. I know it's like basic of basic, but I feel like they're just like the perfect transition shades. These two are also really nice, and then I really adore this brown. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass to work with, but when applied on the eyes, it looks so freaking amazing. If you guys were contemplating on this, all signs point to yes. So good. Okay, the next eyeshadow palette that I have to share with you guys is, I love this to death. This is the Lime Crime Venice Extra Large Eyeshadow Palette. Venice or Venus, however you pronounce it. There's a nice size mirror in there, and then in here we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 18 different eyeshadows, mainly ranging in these beautiful burgundy warm tone eyeshadows. Oh my goodness. If you guys really like the ABH Modern Renaissance palette, it's this is that, but 10 times better in my opinion. I love this one much more than that one. That one is still good, but this definitely has my heart when it comes to these kind of shades. The way these look on the eyes, the way they blend out, the way they bring out your eye color, no matter what eye color you have, you look like an automatic goddess. Like, you always look like a goddess, we all always do, but with this it's just like that step above. So in here we are getting various different finishes. We have some mattes in here, we have some metallics, we have some mattes with like little glitters, and some satin finishes as well. The shades in here pair extremely well with each other, so they go very well hand in hand with each other, and it's a great palette to use honestly on a daily basis. It's also a palette that you could use as like a one-stop shop. You can totally use this on its own. I really love the fact that even if you use one shade in here, you get that like reddish tone, because all of these I feel like have a reddish undertone to them, if that makes sense. And I don't know, like if you would ask me 5 years ago, do I like these kind of shades? I'd be like, well, like why would I want to wear like reddish, pinkyish type of shades on my eyes? But these have such a beautiful uniqueness to them that it makes you look so sophisticated, beautiful, just like everything Perfection all in one right here, right now. So freaking nice. These blend out also like an absolute dream. It's the kind of palette that if you really just don't know what you're doing and you're blending out and you're just like, why does it always look like shit? Use this and I promise you your eyeshadows are gonna look out 100 billion% perfect. Like no questions being asked. Like if you had a checklist asking yourself, is it this? Is it this? Has all the checks you pretty much need. So if you guys were curious what my current favorite ABH eyeshadow palette is, it's the Soft Glam eyeshadow palette. So I love this much more than the Modern Renaissance. I like more than the Prism palette and all the other palettes that she has. Although I think I might like the Norvina one, you know, more than anything. But at the current moment, this is my absolute favorite. You guys can see it's very well loved, super dirty. This is what I used for my brother's wedding and the look just came out so beautiful. Like look at this. I don't even have to swatch anything. You can see like these shades would look so good on the eyes. I like that this palette is more neutral. It's not too warm, but it's not too cool either. But I feel like you could kind of get the best of both worlds with this, and it doesn't look too out there in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes with cooler toned looks, it could kind of look a little bit off, at least on my face. But with this, every time I use any shade in here, I'm always complimented on my eye look. Like, yo, what are you wearing on your eyes? It is this. I think that these shadows are very nice and soft. They have a little bit of kick up. They do have a little bit of fallout, but nothing too drastic or major. And they blend out super easily. It's also the kind of palette that you would use if you really just don't know what you're doing and you want something quick and you want something to look super stunning. Your answer would probably be right here. I love the fact that there's also a black included in here. It just helps intensify any look, and that black is one of the best blacks of life, so love that. I love that there's a burgundy shade in here, and then these various different shades of like crease colors. I feel like sometimes with palettes you get crease shades, but you don't get a nice amount. Like you get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Here you get like, I don't know, like 6. And it's just like perfect. I love it. I think that this palette would be a really great palette to use on a daily basis because these are very basic neutrally shades, but they definitely have like a punch to them. Like they're pretty and it's so worth the money because using this and other neutral palettes that I have, like usually I gravitate towards this one. It's beautiful. I'm especially obsessed with the shade Rose Pink. Yum. Yum. Okay, moving on to the next eyeshadow palette that I've been absolutely loving. And let me tell you, in the beginning, I didn't really love this palette. I thought it was like okay, but as I kept using it more and more and more, and I'm like shit, obsessed, beyond obsessed. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette that she collaborated with Morphe. So this goes all the way back, and you guys can see you get a various different shades. And here you get mainly like warm fiery shades, colorful shades down here, and then just basically a little bit of everything. This is so amazing. I can't tell you how much times I wore this eyeshadow palette and I was like complimenting myself like, yo girl, you're looking good today, you're looking amazing. Like there are times where I wear like eyeshadows and I'm like, okay, like it looks good, like okay, fine, or like no, I'm not feeling this. But with this, like I go out of my way to compliment myself in the mirror. So freaking pretty. I mainly like to focus on like these burnt, like orangey type of fiery shades, and then these shades as well. But I love the fact that there are pops of colors in here as well, because you get your nice transition shades, and then you can use any of these like pops of colors to intensify anything if you really want to. I think that the mattes blend out super easily. I specifically love the mattes in here. I think that these shimmers are really nice as well. Not like my ultimate oh my god favorite, but very workable and still work beautifully on the eyes. I mean, it's in my favorites video, like my top 5 favorite eyeshadow palette video, so this means something. I just think that she did an amazing job with this, and that's why I really can't wait for her other palettes to release, because they're smaller, they're more compact, great for traveling. I cannot tell you how many times I wanted to go traveling with this and just did not because of how big it is, and I just didn't want it to break. But everything about this palette screams perfection to me, and I think it's just so freaking good. And it's also interesting because I actually have some friends who are not into makeup, but they went ahead and bought this eyeshadow palette. I mean, because it was mainly Jaclyn Hill, but also they seem to really love it. I feel like it's every warm and colorful person's dream. Pretty much any person's dream, you know, like this is what it is. I do think that it is worth the money, even though it's like a little bit pricier than the other Morphe palettes. I think that everything about this is just I can't even explain, because it's perfect. Also, let me just open it up for the last time, but it's also like perfect for any time of the year, spring, summer, winter, and fall. You can create any amazing look with this and you are good to go. So obsessed, cannot get enough. I love it, and I love it so much that I even bought myself a backup. Okay, that's how much I love it. So good. Moving on to the final palette that I have to share with you guys. This is one that I feel like is a little bit, you know, kind of like cheating, because I didn't really have enough time to really use it and see what looks I could create out of it. But the few times that I did use it, it's an automatic connection. You know how like people say love at first sight? You don't have that with everything and everyone, but there are certain people and certain products that you initially feel it, right? So I mean, I use this quite a few times, and I absolutely love how these shades work well, like hand in hand together with each other, and how they blend out. But I also love just everything else about it, from the packaging to these shades. I know this is the Urban Decay Born to Run eyeshadow palette. This was one that was pretty much love at first sight, and then when I dipped into some of these shades, I'm just kind of like, yes, let's have kids together, please. First of all, the packaging. Take me anywhere that's over here, I will go. I love the fact that this goes all the way back. There's a nice sized mirror there. I think you get less product in each pan, but I don't mind that because I think you get a nice selection of shades. The softness of these shadows, the way they blend out, the way they work, the way they also bring out your eye color is just on another level of eyeshadows. This is one from Urban Decay where I feel like they really kicked it out of the park. Usually with Urban Decay, I feel like it's a hit and miss. Sometimes they have shadows and palettes that are a bit drawing, but then sometimes their palettes are really nice, like the holiday one that came out this past year. But then after that, I didn't find one that I really felt crazily attracted to until this came out, and I'm just kind of like, yes, I love it. I also love the fact that there's a lot of warm tone shades in here, and then your deeper shades in here, colorful shades. You can use this palette on its own completely, or you can definitely use it in conjunction with other palettes. I just think that the softness of these shadows will get you screaming from here to who knows where. Like literally you'd be like, oh, so freaking good. Everyone is speaking about this palette, and honestly for good reason. There are so many reviews on Sephora's site, and then besides for that, there are so many loves for this product, and I will tell you, it is as beautiful and as amazing as it looks. These blend like an absolute dream, and it's also the kind of palette that you would use even if you don't know what you're doing. So as you guys can tell, I have a little bit of a pattern here. I love working with palettes and shadows that are just kind of like a breeze and fast, but they look so stunning on the eyes, and you have to put in some effort, but not to an extent where you have to put in so much effort where you feel like your arm and everything is gonna fall off, you know? So I think this is amazing. I just A++ to Urban Decay. I'm obsessed. I can't seem to put it down. It's just so freaking good. Okay, so let's just wrap up my 5 children here. So these are the 5 palettes that I absolutely adore, absolutely love, that I go to time and time again when I just want something quick and fast and I know that they're going to perform beautifully. These are the 5 main. I can't pick one over the other, but I will tell you, if you own any of these, you know exactly what I'm saying. And if you don't own any of these, pick any of them, purchase it for yourself as a gift, and you will see exactly what I'm saying. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So I think that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about my 5 favorite most used eyeshadow palettes. Definitely let me know what your top 5 favorite eyeshadow palettes are. I know sometimes it's so hard to choose, but even if you have like your 1 or 2 favorites, then let me know, because I love to know these kind of things. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Looking forward to reading your comments down below. Bye.